Ongaku concept.
Sonic Adventure 2, or SA2, was one of my favorite games growing up. It was the first 3D Sonic game that I owned, and I played it a whole lot. It has a really great soundtrack. It was a soundtrack that really inspired me when I was first starting my YouTube channel, and really helped me when I was in the beginning stages of learning guitar. And today we're going to look at that soundtrack and see how it uses the minor 7th chord. If you're familiar at all with this game, you've probably heard this. What you might not know is that it's based on a minor 7th chord, and being the main theme of the game, that idea kind of permeates the rest of the soundtrack. A minor 7th chord is just a typical minor chord with a minor 7th added. So if we were to take an A minor chord, that's just A, C, and E, and if you add the note a minor 7th above A, which is G, you have an A minor 7 chord. The opening to SA2 is in the key of C sharp minor, and it opens on a C sharp minor 7 chord. Here the root, 3rd, and 7th are present, which is C sharp, E, and B respectively, but the 5th is not, and that's okay, because when you have chords like 7th chords and such with 4 or more notes, sometimes the sound can get a little bit cluttered. So to resolve that, the 5th is typically dropped. And since the 5th isn't quite as important to the overall function of the chord as the other notes are, you can safely drop the 5th from a minor 7th chord without changing the function. Also, if you want a really clear example of the minor 7th interval, the intro here ends with the guitar alternating between the root and minor 7th. So let's find some more examples of this. In the GameCube version of this game, there was a special opening sequence, and that's in the key of G minor, and it ends on a G minor 7 chord. But those are more overall chord-based ideas. So to take a look at a song that incorporates the 7ths into its melody and stuff, let's take a look at one of Tails' levels. This is Mission Street. This is in the key of C, and we've got a D minor 7 and E minor 7 progression here. That's the 2 and 3 chords of the key of C. And in the melody, we've got the guitar playing C over the D minor 7 and D over the E minor 7. So it's really accentuating those 7ths. I've marked them in blue here so you can see clearly where they show up. Looking at some of the tracks from Knuckles' stages, a lot of his level music makes heavy use of the minor 7th chord. This is Kick the Rock from Wild Canyon. It starts out in the key of C minor and just alternates between C minor and D minor 7.
This is Knuckles, and I'm back. I've been away for a while, but I'm back to kick some butt in Wild Canyon.
This is an interesting case where the 5th of the chord is actually really important. Here, D minor 7 is outside of the key because of that A, which is the raised 6th of the C minor scale, which brings in that Dorian sound. Distinguishing a minor 7th chord from a normal minor chord can be difficult sometimes. The best way I can describe it really is that a minor 7th sounds a bit lighter than a typical minor chord. Because the minor 7th contains an entire major triad inside of it, I would say that lends itself to the minor 7th sounding just a little bit happier, I guess, than a typical minor chord would. Another thing to be aware of is that the minor 7th occurs naturally on the 2, 3, and 6 degrees of the major scale and the 1, 4, and 5 degrees of the minor scale. So basically, anytime you have a minor chord in a key, you can make it a minor 7th without worrying about leaving the key at all. Minor 7th chords are really cool, and as with major 7ths, they are a great way to add some depth to your music without necessarily leaving the key that you're in. All you have to do is take a minor chord and add the note a minor 7th above the root. Also, you'll find minor 7ths everywhere in video game music. Just about anywhere you see a minor chord in video game music, you can probably expect it to be a minor 7th, especially if you're looking at older 80s and early 90s tracks, which were heavily influenced by jazz fusion stuff. This week's album of the week is the Sonic Adventure 2 original soundtrack. This is, again, one of the soundtracks that I grew up on, and it's something that really inspired me when I was beginning to learn to play guitar and when I started my YouTube channel. So definitely go check that out. If you have any questions, you can comment below or tweet me at Ongaku Concept, or you can email me at ongakuconcept.com. Thanks for watching.